Happy Easter! The Church gives 50 days, all the way to Pentecost, for us to share the greeting, and adds in Alleluias wherever it can within its liturgy. So some days in, how are your Alleluias doing? The thing is that difficulties, irritations and challenges crowd in, and sometimes they crowd out our joy. Easter joy may not be entirely absent, but it can be elusive. And the risen Christ is so much harder to take hold of than the Jesus of his years of ministry, appearing here and appearing there, but no permanence. As soon as he's recognized, he is also no longer there, a brief shaft of sunlight on an otherwise cloudy day, a moment when a familiar, much-loved voice is heard, and then falls silent. The season of Lent holds our attention with its focus on personal renewal and its narrative building up towards the events that lead to Jesus' death. But for many of us, the season of Easter passed us by. I wonder if joy is more difficult to know and to stay with than struggle. Yet Easter is hope, is joy, and something more than momentary has moved us into another country. The chains of death, defeat, and desolation have been broken, and are being broken, and will be broken. The stone across the tomb has been rolled away. Christ is risen, and we too rise in him. And so, in these weeks, we are going to explore what it means to be Easter people, shaped by this resurrection, and will do so in the company of those first witnesses of a mystery they did not always understand or feel, yet came to live by. In John's Gospel, the Easter mystery unfolds first to a woman, Mary Magdalene, who comes to the tomb in the early morning while it is still dark. Perhaps you can picture or get some sense of her as she makes that journey. Her walk is slow, her heart is heavy. He who was her life is dead. Yet there's no other place for her to go but the garden where his body lies. It is spring, and now, even before the dawn, the birds have begun to sing. When she nears the tomb, she sees that the stone has been rolled away from its entrance. Who has done this? She runs until she finds Simon Peter and John, and she gasps out what she cannot take in. The stone has been pulled aside. Someone has moved the body. Where have they put him? They run off to see what has happened, and she's left there alone with the awfulness of it all. Dismayed, confused, she makes her way back to the garden. The light is growing now. She peers into the tomb. There are two people there, asking her why she is crying. None of this makes sense. And then another voice behind her repeats the question, "Woman, why are you crying?" "Have you taken away my Lord?" she replies. "Show me where you've laid him. I will look after him." Then she hears her own name spoken, Mary, and in that moment knows what it is impossible to know. "Rabboni, teacher," she cries, holding him whom she thought lost. "Do not hold on to me," he tells her, "but go and tell them what you have seen." And she lets go and leaves him, though everything in her must have wanted to stay there, for the others need to know. running again, heart pounding with joy that she wants to share, mind all confusion. She held him. She heard him call her name. She's let go of him, but the memory of that moment will always be alive in her. My sense is that many of the key figures in John's Gospel have a universal significance. Their experience, personal to them, also holds out the promise of our experience. Thus, we are the woman at the well, thirsting for a deeper life, and Jesus comes to open within us a spring of the Spirit. We are the man born blind who in the encounter with Jesus will grow step by step into truth and light. We are Lazarus, dead and bound, for whom Jesus risks all, moved with compassion, calling him and us by name, "Come out from where you sleep, be unbound, be free." And in entering the Easter mystery, we are Mary, lost and confused. It is still dark. We can make no sense of our experience. And then a presence, a voice. Not the answer to all our questions, nor the urgent command given to Lazarus, but a gentle and intimate calling of our name that transcends time and is wider, deeper, and higher than whatever has happened in the past, or is happening now, or will happen in the future. This is Easter. Like Mary, we cannot cling on to it, nor does it need to be clung to. It was never our possession. It came as a gift and will come in that way again. We do not need to hold on to everything being all right in our world, or having answers, or even feeling good. Easter is not dependent on a continual feeling of joy or a certainty of faith. It's the gift of the presence of the risen one that we glimpse in a moment and that will never be taken from us. It's our naming that we go on hearing long into any silence that follows. It's the surprise of morning after all too long hours of night. We can't cling on to the joy of a moment, but we can greet it gladly when it comes and learn to go on rejoicing in its resonance long after its passing. We have 50 Easter days to savour joy, and it certainly takes time for joy to seep down deep into the roots of our being, not only into the great tragedies of our life, if we have any, but also into those small inconveniences and minor slights that daily trip us up and separate us from happiness. At least, that's my experience. I think, too, that it's also about old scripts that undermine our openness to joy, the scripts that come from the past, the messages we breathed in through our upbringing, our sense of not being good enough to be loved, to be okay, the warnings we've received about not trusting life, ourselves, or others. It's hard to be joyful when scripts such as these harry us. Until that is, we learn to let go into the larger joy that transcends these limitations. The larger joy that is echoed in the springtime of Mary's story at the great spring feast of Passover. the garden is rising from its winter tomb, and that, if we ever doubted it through these long winter months, is how it is. Birdsong begins at the very first glimmers of dawn, urging us to get up and meet the day. Tree buds break in unimaginable greenness. Bees sway in the new warmth of the sun. He who was dead now lives. There will be spring. The seed that fell to the ground and died is waking, and all creation with it. There is spring, and all that we are, and all that we sometimes struggle with, is being made whole, free, and alive in him. Whoever you are, and whatever your story, Easter is given for you. No judgment, struggle, sadness, evil, or loneliness that you know has the final word. For there will always be another word, the speaking of your name. No wonder the Church gives us 50 days to savour this hope and this joy. Happy Easter. Alleluia.